What's up, kid? Been a while since you came to see old Vic. I'll bet your tunes at the afterlife found you a new Major League Ripper, huh? Them swanky downtown fucker shooting chrome out his ass? Am I right?
Okay, that ending.
I mean it, kid. Get all you can out of this life. You deserve it. More than anyone I know. But stop by sometime, okay? Next time you're in the neighborhood, we'll talk about old times and I'll take a look at you. Make sure that the new Ripper of yours didn't screw anything up. See you around, V.
That it?
Hey, V. I was just wondering how you've been. Haven't heard from you in a while. Still living large in Night City? I don't know. All I think about is dropping everything and leaving. Yet...
There's definitely there's probably a lot more to Judy's story if you wanted, I would think.
Once you're up to your knees, you're never getting out. Like Evelyn. Anyway, look out for yourself, okay? And call me sometime. Bye.
That might not be happening. Of course, Benham.
Hey, V. How are things? Weather in the Badlands is pleasant as usual. My cooler melted, it's 90 degrees in the shade, and there's a sandstorm heading straight for us. So yeah, you're missing out. No, but seriously, we're all getting by. Family never stops growing. Work's always piling up. Sometimes all I wish for is a good night's rest. But oh well. Can't have everything, right, V? You know what I mean. Let me know when you get bored of the city. I'll take you for a nice, long ride. Alright now.
Only about halfway through Judy's storyline.
Hello, V. Saul speaking. Heard about something big happening in Night City, with a certain V in the lead role. Don't know what you plan to do now, but just remember, we always take care of our own.
Probably won't be many more people left.
You're one of us now, V. You're an Alda Caldo.
Started a nomad and a nomad.
Take care of yourself, V. And see you around.
V, hey, can you hear me?
Mitch? Oh, okay, Mitch.
Recording. Okay, well, all of us have been wondering when you're finally.
Had to think for a sec about who that guy was.
Barbecue going, knock a few back, do a couple of races, or pay a friendly visit to the Raft and Shiv. Guess what I'm trying to say is, well, Badlands could use a badass like you, V. Don't know what you got on your plate right now, but remember, you're welcome out here anytime. All right, now take care.
We got more people? That's it. That's not it.
V, listen, I was just thinking about you, so I laid out a quick tarot. I know.
I'm sorry I didn't pick them all up.
Not as strong without you here, but we haven't seen each other for so long, and well, one thing led to another. Know what I drew? Strength, the Emperor, and the world. Babe, the world's gonna hear about you. Go and show Night City what you're made of.
Martha Detlef? I know Detlef. Gotta listen to the song. I guess it's a good time to start talking. So I guess he just went for, okay, maybe I'm missing something, but I guess he kind of just went for the epic, iconic death. Did I miss something about that? Like, Just makes their becoming a legend story. Yeah, so it's like become a legend story. Right, okay. I'll say one thing here. Had I known what V was going to do, I don't know if I had any control over that, but had I known, I would probably have given the reins to Johnny, or given my body to Johnny. The reason I went with V despite the limited time was because I thought he could use that time wisely and get a. There was still stuff left for him to have a good ending, or a better ending, whereas I felt like Johnny, there wasn't much that he could have done. His story was kind of wrapped up, you know? The thing is if that was what he was going to do, just for the legend ending, I probably wouldn't have gone for it. It was more for just exactly what Panem was trying to get him to do. Just live your last 6 months, back to your roots as a nomad, and spend that time wisely. Not wisely, but just, yeah. Not for whatever the hell that was. I guess I never wanted my V to care about becoming a legend, even though that was always a storyline that was definitely pushed a little bit. Yeah. Fast forward credits. Or just close. Maybe there's something hidden at the end. Probably not. Completed the main storyline of Cyberpunk 2077, but remember that Night City never sleeps. There's still so much to see and do. You can continue from your last open world checkpoint, where you will have a special reward waiting for you. Would you like to keep playing? Sure, just one more gig. So we go back to our last open world checkpoint, right? Okay. With a reward. I guess that means we can do Phantom Liberty from that point if I want to. Here's your reward. Congrats, you've completed the main storyline. Here are your rewards. Available at Ripper Docks. Okay. So we still have everything that we had, but then we get bonus stuff, including the Caretaker's Spade. Can't say I hate that. So if we look, Phantom Liberty. All right. Okay. Save here. Go to the main menu, and oops. I'll just say, since I'm gonna be ending here, and I mean it's the end of the game, so I think it warrants me sharing my thoughts on the whole thing. I guess fresh thoughts after finishing. So the problem with Cyberpunk for me from the get-go was, well, I'm playing the game in 2025, and there's a reason for that, which is I don't like the world that Cyberpunk is set in. Like the setting, it's just not something I'm usually drawn towards, and then the game releases, it's buggy, it's a mess. So both those things together just made me wait a long time. And then it's on sale, and you know what? I'm gonna play it, of course, at some point. I always knew I'd play it at some point. But let's just say, if you were to ask me like to give it a note out of 10, even before playing it, I think it was impossible for it to get a 10. So I much prefer like the dark fantasy medieval kind of thing, something like Skyrim, Kingdom Come Deliverance, or The Witcher. Some of those games I haven't even played. It's the kind of setting I'm drawn towards. And for me, that's already a big part of the experience of how a game will, I guess, impact me. But I would say that overall, despite that still being true after playing the game, I still was not necessarily in my element, let's put it that way, in the setting of Cyberpunk. it was way above my expectations. Especially the second half of the game, I would say. I think the first half was a bit more inconsistent, and I think at times the game could have done a better job getting me excited for what was to come, because what was to come was so good that if they teased it a little bit better, or I guess it was fine the way that it was, but definitely the first part I would have more things to say about it, but the second part and the overall conclusion and all the different endings that there might be that I need to go try, the setup for the final act, the character progression, the writing. And I think that's the big thing for me with this game, is I got what I expected from CDPR in terms of writing, story, all that. Then I think that things on the side, like the combat and... like, I think the game managed to do even more than I expected, but without compromising or without... having to make the other things worse, you know? It wasn't like a price that you had to pay, like, oh, we're gonna have better gameplay, but the writing's gonna be worse. I mean, there was certainly bugs and stuff, right? I can't speak for when the game released, but... this is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, or ever experienced. Makes me love CDPR even more, even though, again, there are things to say about how they handled the whole project, for sure. But... yeah. I'm glad I could experience this. It's gonna go in the category of memorable games and, you know, one of the best games I've ever played, for sure. And I can't wait to play Phantom Liberty and be back, because I already know I'll be back and play again. There are moments like these as a gamer when you go through you finish something and you just, you know, it's different. It's just, I don't know, it's deeper. It's a meaningful moment, let's say, and that was definitely one of them. Definitely really glad I played this game, and God, that was good. That was really, really good. And obviously after Witcher 3, I had high hopes for the game and for what CDPR could do, but I think, all things considered, I think they managed to exceed them for me. I still prefer Witcher 3, I think, even though it's not really a debate that really makes sense to have right now. Because, you know, it's just appreciate both, but, well, definitely made me even more excited for Witcher 4, definitely. Definitely. Dude, the characters, the progression, the pacing, I think that's one of the things I think it did better than Witcher 3. I think the pacing was better overall for the main story, and I think that the main story didn't feel nearly as rushed as Witcher 3. Just Witcher 3 with the wild hunt stuff and all that, I think the conclusion was a bit worse. I think Cyberpunk, my biggest issue with it is sometimes it just felt like I didn't really know where it was. Is that really how I want to say it? I didn't really know where it was headed, and if what was coming would be worth the investment. At sometimes I definitely felt or thought that, but then again, every single time that I learned more and we actually got the conclusions, it was like even better than I would have expected or wished. So gonna end it here. And again, just say the same thing. What a game. What a game.